Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey and this is the 2024 Chevrolet Traverse RS all-wheel drive, the biggest three-row crossover from the Bowtie brand. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour, show you why you may want to cross-shop this against the Honda Pilot and other big three-row crossovers in the segment. Then I'll take you for a quick drive. Stay tuned. Before we get too far into this one, I do want to thank my friends here at Pelche Chevrolet in Tyler, Texas. If you want to make this Traverse yours, come up here, see Franklin, tell him Corey sent you, ask to see this one because it is nice. Let's go ahead and start up under the hood with what makes this thing move down the road, because since the introduction of the Traverse and all of the GM twins based on this Lambda platform, they've all used a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. Well, that is no more. Now we get a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4. Now you may be saying, well, why did we downsize? Why are we only using 4 cylinders? And that is because it's actually more powerful. 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque from this turbocharged 4-cylinder. This is still a front-wheel drive based platform, so yes, it is mounted the wrong way, but this is the all-wheel drive model. We do have an automatic transmission in between the engine and those 4 wheels, getting power down to all 4 of them. And then I really like how we don't have a prop rod to hold the hood up. Closing the hood, we can appreciate the new style. Some of the big news for Traverse for the 2024 model year is the addition of a Z71 trim. This ain't that. This is the Sporty RS trim, which we've had sporty models of the Traverse before. It's had that red line trim. So this is really nothing new, but blacked out like this one, my goodness, it really looks good. It has a bigger, bolder, boxier style that is very much in right now. I think Chevrolet hit it out of the park with the styling of this. You can see we get the divorced headlights from the running lights up top with the turn signals built into the running lights. That has become a very popular look ever since the 2014 Jeep Cherokee introduced it. I know a lot of people lambasted that vehicle because it wasn't a Cherokee, but they really have taken that design theme and run with it. We do have some aerodynamic pass-throughs letting air in and around the front of the boxy design, which brings us around to the side, and my goodness, 22-inch wheels on this big 3-row crossover. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. They are black wheels. They are multi-spoke, 10-spoke wheels, if you really want to count them. And they are wrapped in Continental contact. Where is the name on them? Continental tires. That's all I see. There's no branding to speak of. Let's see. Here we go. CrossContact LX20. These are 275/45 R22-inch rubbers. And yes, I said rubbers. Let me hear about it comments, but yes, very nice wheels. You can see there is sound deadening in the wheel liners, so this should be a very quiet ride. I have not driven this other than to bring it to the back of the lot back here, so very anxious to get behind the wheel of this one. And as we come around to the side, again, just like the front, big, bolder, boxier styling on the side. Unfortunately, on this black one, you really can't tell because everything's black along the side, but I've done tours of red ones and white ones on the channel, or silver ones. So if you want to see the contrast of the roof, the side, all the designs here on the side, absolutely go check that out. One of the big things, one of the big design elements is this shark fin like panel right here. You can see the rear glass goes all the way up to that rear glass right there. It is a very nice look. They are using it on most of their crossovers, including that guy right over there. That is the Equinox RS, Equinox EV RS. Get that right because it is a different model from the gas-powered version. You can see we've got plenty of room in this. It does appear that there is even more room between the wheels than the bigger Chevy Tahoe, just because of how small that wheel cutout is for that back door. I'll put those dimensions on the screen right now. But a very nice, very big, very comfortable vehicle. And again, leaning into that boxy styling. As we come around back to the back, you can see the new lighting signature with that waterfall light, LED lights back here. Very nice, very updated. Even though we only have 4 cylinders under the hood, we have 4 exhaust pipes back here in the back, again leading to that RS, that sporty nature. And then again, we have an all-wheel drive version. We can power open this rear hatch with a button right underneath the bow tie there. And then this is really the secret sauce of the Traverse. I've tested practically, if not every competitive vehicle against this, even something like the new Hyundai Santa Fe. And I would say this absolutely has a trick up its sleeve. Not only do we have lots of storage back here behind the 3rd row of seats, but I'll go ahead and pull my backpack out. Just like the last gen Traverse, you have got a ton of space even under the floor back here. So I can hide a backpack, I could hide 2 backpacks down here and no one would ever know. So I really like that. That just gives you even more storage than you would normally get. It is very much a minivan-like quality. Chevrolet obviously does not offer or sell a minivan, but that is a feature I really like, that more SUVs need to incorporate just how deep and big this storage is back here. You can see this tray does come out with these plastic screws right here, and that is where our spare tire resides. But that is that. And then we have power controls here for the seats. Well, you have to hold them, so my bad there. But the 60/40 3rd row seats do fold down, fold flat to give you even more space. And then we have a power down 2nd row seat. So you can see just the transition from a little to more to a lot of space back here in the back. Is it perfect? No, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. The headrest, for whatever reason, is not folding down right there. It is folded down over here. This seat, it won't fold back up. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But you can see all the seats, all the 3rd row seats do fold back up with the use of these power buttons right back here. You just have to hold them and then the seats pop back into place. Unfortunately, the 2nd row seats, I'm gonna have to go and pull that up myself, but very nice, very easy to do. Me back here, 5'10", plenty of headroom. You can see we have a power button right there to power close. Coming to the side, I do want to show you the key. Typical Chevrolet key, you get a black bow tie to match the black bow ties on the vehicle. It's a proximity key, but you can see all the buttons right there, including remote start. This isn't a passive entry system, so there's no touchpad right here, but you do get a silver button on the doors to lock and unlock. You actually get that on all 4 doors, which I really like if you want to get in the back to load up a car seat. Opening the door, you can see our RS model gets all this red plastic. It is a nice gradient trim. It gets more dark as we go up to the front. That continues across the front panel there. We get express up down for the driver, but not all 4 power windows and all that. You can power hatch button, Bose sound system, multi-way positional seat with 4-way lumbar. Really like that. The seats are very nice. We get that red contrasting even here. They are heated and ventilated, and you can see just the gradient to the perforations in them. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in. She's a little bit mad at me because the vehicle lights are on, and to adjust that, all that is here in the dash, and the hazard button is up there. I don't know why so many manufacturers hide those lately. More comfort stuff up here. We do have 2-person memory seats for the driver. A lot of buttons here for your drive modes, your parking brake, your all-wheel drive. You have to turn that on, engine start stop, and your brightness for all your gauges. To turn the vehicle on, put my foot on the brake, push the engine button there, and everything comes to life, including the 17.7-inch freeform screen that Chevrolet is putting in a lot of their vehicles. Even that little Equinox EV over there, which I really like. Fully digital gauge cluster, fully digital screen over here. Really like the use of screens here. Again, there is a power button here if you need to turn the screen on for anything like turning those headlights on and off, as I did earlier. This is a vehicle that is at a dealership, so I'm not going to go into a lot of stuff, but contrary to their EVs, we still have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto here on this. So it's running all of the same infotainment stuff, but because they aren't trying to get charging data from me, you can see we still have phone projection there. You can pair your device and stuff like that. Cameras, we have cameras galore on this. Chevrolet does cameras very well. Very good resolution, although I don't think they're making the best use of this large 17-inch screen, but you can see all of the different angles in which you can look at the vehicle. from within the vehicle. Like that a lot. Fully digital gauge cluster, same design theme that we've been seeing in the gauge clusters of many of their vehicles. You can see we've got the light here. This does have Super Cruise, hands-free driving. I've sampled that both with a trailer, without a trailer on the highway. I really like it. It is one of the best hands-free driving systems on the planet. Currently, these eyeballs, this camera, you could probably see the red lights flashing on camera. I cannot see them in real life, but it's watching my eyeballs to make sure that I am paying attention to the road and situations around me. I like that a lot. You can see we've got a digital rear view camera mirror back here, so I can toggle between both of those. But even still, I've got decent visibility all the way back there, but even better there. All of my controls for climate are up here. I do, again, have heated and ventilated seats. I do like how the ventilation comes on because I have it set to 70 degrees and it is quite humid and muggy outside. It says 72, but my goodness, the humidity is really getting to me. I have redundant controls down here, which I really like. You can see dual zone. Qi wireless charger, USB 8, USB-C, a little bit of storage. I don't like how they waste all this space by putting the charger here in the middle. I wish they would do like they do on their big trucks and SUVs. Put it over here somewhere. I don't like all the use of gloss black plastic. That is just, that's a no-no for me, but they have a lot of room here because much like in their EVs, they've moved to a stock mounted or a steering column mounted gear selector. So I like that. 2 cup holders here, more storage down here. That's all hard plastic, so it's going to rattle. But we do have a rubberized mat down here for additional storage. The angle is a little bit awkward, but you can get a lot of stuff there. And then we've got a dual level storage here, both with rubber mats to help with sound deadening. And then again, all that red accent up here. I've got plenty of room. This is a big SUV, even with the panoramic roof. There is plenty of room in this vehicle. But we are actually gonna make sure all the doors are unlocked. I'm gonna show you some tricks of the back 2 rows. Again, why you may wanna shop this over some of the competition. First of all, the doors open nice and wide. I really like that. We don't have any built-in sunshades on this model, but we do have a nice softly padded upper armrest here, as well as the lower armrest here. So I like that a lot. We do have manually sliding second row captain's chairs with very easy to access child safety anchors. They do recline. We get armrests, which are very nice. You can see me sitting behind myself at 5'10". I am reclined a little bit more than I would probably normally drive, but plenty of room back here. You can see tri-zone climate control. I have heated second row captain's chairs. I like all that. We've got some more power back here, including a household cell plug and some additional storage down here with a rubber mat. So there is plenty of storage all the way around in this. And these don't ratchet into place, so it's either up or down, but still a nice use of space and comfortability with an armrest. I also like ceiling mounted air vents, although they feel very far forward. I don't know. I feel like Nissan Pathfinder puts them more right about here. I really like that. We have ceiling mounted. That worked really well for us when Tucker was in a rear-facing car seat. Speaking of child safety seats, these have got the best second row seats. I just absolutely love it. Push and hold this button right here, and you can see the seat moves up and out of the way to give you access to the third row of seats, but it retains its shape. So if you have a front-facing car seat in place, you can still get into the back without having to climb over it and to go through that center pass-through or go to the other side of the vehicle. You can see we do have a 3-person third row back here, and climbing in is very easy for me, even at 5'10". Comfortability back here is fine. My knees are not up underneath my chin. I have air vents staring right at my face up here. We've got 2 of them. And I've got a decent window back here, but that shark fin design element really does take up a lot of space back here. I get a USB-C port back here and a couple of cup holders. And the same is true over here. I'm actually going to scoot all the way over and show you just how much room I have. See, I told you about the headrest. It doesn't want to stay up, and this one doesn't want to go down. So things aren't perfect, but you can see still plenty of room. I can easily ride back here. So when it comes to competition like Grand Highlander, this really is a game changer for those with small kids, because again, those seats, the seats really work well, and there is a button here on the back. So if you have kids in child seats, but you still need to use the third row, you may look at this over the Grand Highlander. Now, let's see how this thing drives. Getting in and setting off. Again, I do want to say a huge thank you to my friends here at Pelche Chevrolet in Tyler, Texas. Literally on their back lot right now, but we will be getting this one out on the road. This is the first opportunity I've even had to turn one on, much less get behind the wheel and drive one myself. So if you want to see more from this vehicle from me, if you want to see us get a full week-long loan, hit the subscribe button down below and let us know in the comments what you want to see when we get one of these for a full week to test, to do my full review, and to do Holly's family review where she's behind the wheel and we put Tucker's car seat back in the back. And of course, we'll have the opportunity to test out Super Cruise because, well, I'll have it more than just a quick lap around the block at the dealership. But getting in and moving this thing, I'm not hurting that it only has 4 cylinders. That seems to be the name of the game. I reference the Grand Highlander a lot as we're in the third row. I would say that is the biggest competition to this. And I feel the overall atmosphere is a little more futuristic, definitely more sporty up here than in the Grand Highlander. I really like the large screen. I like the fact that we still have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I like all the additional cameras that Chevrolet and different angles that Chevrolet gives you. And then setting off in this one, it's no slouch. Again, this has more power than the V6 it replaces. And yes, it's a turbocharged 4, so we may experience a little bit of turbo lag as we get out and get going up here on the road ahead. But we're actually going to pull down this little side road and give it a little bit more acceleration just here on this empty road right here. Again, this is a speed date, but nobody's back behind us. Full stop, and we're just gonna mash the accelerator. It pulls, it's strong, and it's moving us down the road quite well. It is not leaving me wanting when it comes to a big 3-row family hauler. This thing is just massive inside. I mean, massive. The last vehicle in this class that I felt was this like cavernous, just the overall feeling, was actually the Nissan Pathfinder, which I too have referenced in this video. It just felt really big inside, all the way around you. Lots of headroom, lots of legroom in all 3 rows. This feels comparable. This has plenty of room on the inside, but it's still visible all the way out. I don't feel like there are too many compromised sight lines in this one. Even that big shark fin that I referenced back in the back there isn't really a big deal because the headrest for the second row seats is there. So really, I've not lost anything by that rear shark fin back there. I will say with this digital dash and everything that comes with it, I feel visibility over top of it out in front of me is very good. I feel like everything is kind of low around me, which is very good. Again, visibility is a very big strong suit of this vehicle. Surprisingly, when it comes to a big boxy 3-row SUV, I like the overall presence in here. I do feel like I'm up and commanding a view not only over the rest of the vehicles on the road, but over all the instrumentation around me as well. The seating position on this one is very nice. Now, I did show you earlier, all-wheel drive is selectable from a button here on the dash. I've now got all-wheel drive on. No noticeable difference. It still moves, still makes noise, and still gets you down the road. But again, that is a driver-selectable feature right here on the dash. Interesting that it isn't automatically selectable. That is a curious thing that Chevrolet does on their all-wheel drive vehicles. I've noticed it on Trailblazer and various other all-wheel drive vehicles from them, that it's a selectable button. I know it does help with fuel economy, being able to go strictly into 2-wheel drive. You don't have all that extra drag, but it's just interesting that perhaps you're gonna get stuck or in a situation where you'd want it and then need it to, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. All right, we're pulling out into traffic again. Let's see. Those 22s, cross contacts, because I'm in two-wheel drive. Yeah, it says all-wheel drive recommended, change drive mode. So even when it knows that there's wheel slip, it chimes in. So very interesting that Chevrolet does that. But other than that, very calm in here, very quiet in here. Doesn't feel floaty boaty like the last Honda Pilot. Granted, that was the off-road trail sport model. Not really apples to apples. I'm not in the Z71 right now, but still a very nice, calm, compliant ride. Not getting a lot of road noise. I mentioned the insulated wheel liners. So very comfortable in here. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unexpected here. And no creaks, no rattles. Chevrolet has done a very good job. The steering wheel on this is good and heavy, meaty to grab. It is very comfortable. The steering is light, but communicative. Like I know that something's happening with the wheel when I turn it. So it's not just a completely divorced situation between what I do to the steering wheel and what the vehicle does. It is a very easy vehicle to drive and maneuver. We'll notice that four-cylinder is a little on the loud side, even kind of driving it a little more normal now. I'm not flogging it, I'm not flooring it, I'm just pushing the pedal to go. It's a little on the noisy side. Maybe some more sound deadening under the hood would be nice up there. You're not going to mistake it for a high-powered vehicle by any means. The RS badging, the sporty nature of this one is a little bit misleading, but generally speaking, it is a good powertrain and is more than capable of hauling this vehicle around, even if you did have it loaded up with the 7 people that we have seats for. But otherwise, again, good visibility, good ride quality, very comfortable seat. I've got my ventilated seat, really like that. Very nice amenities all the way around. So is this vehicle good enough to woo a Toyota shopper away from the Grand Highlander? Well, if you value the second row seats, if you value that hidden storage way back in the back, and if you like the fact that this is not a hybrid setup for the most powerful version, I would say yes, this is a very good alternative to the Toyota Grand Highlander. And when it comes to vehicles like the Honda Pilot, I'd say the suspension, the ride on this is much more planted and feels less like a boat. So my vote is, yeah, this is definitely worth a look versus its Japanese competition. Again, this is a dealer loaned unit to me. I only have it for a quick date. If you want to see more from us with a Traverse here on the channel, hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell so you are notified when future content drops from us, including a potential week-long real date with one of these where we get to live with it day in and day out, see how it fits in our garage, see how child seats fit in it, things like that. Really see how it fits our life for our family of 3 and really dive down into the details more so than what I can give you here in this short video. You can find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, in the 2024 Chevrolet Traverse RS all-wheel drive, until next time, gearheads, bye. Brakes are good.